Today on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. What people are predicting is the next imminent threat on society, on mankind. What up? It's your boy Trent Out Loud, and I'm not back with another episode. I'm back with a movie review. I'm a little under the weather this weekend, so I stayed at home, and I just watched Leave the World Behind, and I decided to give you guys a review, seeing that there's so many mixed reviews online. So get your snacks, get your popcorn, get your remotes handy, get your Netflix password from your boy or from your friend, or get your own, because I'm about to start the movie review. Let me first start out by telling you a little bit of a premise of the movie. So the movie follows a family, Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, and they have 2 children, and they want to get away for the weekend. So it's a weekend getaway, and Julia Roberts' character decides to rent an Airbnb a couple of hours out of town, so like leave the world behind, right? And that's the actual name of the Airbnb. Like that's the quote for the Airbnb. It's like, come and stay at this Airbnb and leave the world behind. So once they go on vacation, a couple of weird things start happening throughout the first half an hour that they don't realize is weird, but they kind of think about it subconsciously. But you, the viewer, know the premise of the movie already, so you know that things are starting to happen. But you could tell the family is just kind of just like it's in the back of their mind, and that's already what kind of got me interested in the movie, liking the movie, I should say, is that it's good acting, and you could tell that there's something building up, and you could tell that there's something going on, but the family doesn't know. So it starts off the first half an hour really good. So they get to their family. So they get to the Airbnb, and again, weird stuff starts happening. Not really in their conscious yet, because they're not aware that there's this thing that's going on in the world, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And then as they're there, there's a knock on the door, and a man and his daughter are at the front door. And they claim that there's something going on in the city, and they want to come back to their Airbnb. So they reveal that they're the owners of the Airbnb. So Julia Roberts' character is like, what are you guys doing here? And it's a black man and his daughter. So she kind of has a little bit of Karen-esque to her without being like fully out wide racist. And she's like, I don't really believe you. Can you prove to me? And he can't prove that he's the owner, but Julia Roberts' husband, Ethan Hawke's character, is like, come on, this is probably their house. He has a key for the pantry, but you don't really see if he's opening it up. So Julia Roberts' character is like, hey, he could be breaking in. So I'm giving you these little nuances of the film to let you know that like it's a suspense, right? If you like suspense, if you like drama, the movie gives you things in the first hour that you really don't know what's going on. So that holds you, and you're kind of trying to figure out the movie as it's going along. And then, yeah, you know, they lose power. They don't lose power right away, but they lose cell phone service, and they lose, there's no TV, right? So they don't know what's going on because they're out of the city. So you kind of don't know what's going on. So that suspense is what I really like. Anyways, the next morning, some other things happen. The husband's like, let me try to go into town. Things are clearly now starting to be even more apparent. I'm not going to tell you what happens to him when he goes out. The black man who owns the Airbnb, he goes to the neighbor. Something really happens to him. So they all come back together, and they're like, holy crap, weird things were happening yesterday. Today, now it's official. There's a lot going on. And it's clear that there is some sort of technological breakdown in the world. But because they're outside of the city, they don't know what's going on. So the rest of the movie is them trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not going to tell you if he was really the owner of the Airbnb and if they were lying. I'm not going to tell you anything more. But I think people are giving the movie a hard time because of the ending. Well, not that I think, that's what everybody's saying online, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much of a buildup, and the ending, there's no ending. And the point of my review is that the point of the movie is not the ending. If you're thinking of, like, if it's a good ending or not, you're missing the entire point of the movie. what happens if there is ever an attack and our technology is broken down? What happens when there's no TV, there's no cell phone, there's no internet, there's no phone line? What happens? How do we communicate? How can we get by? And that is the point of the movie. The point of the movie is not the ending. I'll tell you something that I actually liked the ending of the movie. I thought that it was very clever, and it tells you something about the next generation that's coming up. So, but the point of my review is the people who are just watching it as a movie and saying the ending didn't give me anything, you're completely missing the point of the movie. The point of the movie is to show you what can happen and what people are predicting is the next imminent threat on society, on mankind, is we are so dependent on our technology, and the movie is showing you what can happen and what will happen when there is an attack on our technology. And we all know that one day, daily, there are threats and little attacks, but what happens when somebody from, another end of the world actually is successful and breaks down all of our technical communication? What is going to happen? And this movie shows you that. So that is why I really, really love this movie. Hold on. Before I end this podcast, there's one more thing. I actually came back and set everything back up to record this part. There is something throughout the movie that deals with animals. They're deers, and there's a presence of deers throughout the movie. I don't want to spoil it, but there's something with deers, and you have to figure out the significance or the symbolism of the deers coming up to the Airbnb. I don't want to give anything else more out, but I couldn't figure it out. I had to Google it. Excuse me. Try to figure out the symbolism of the deer. And then once you think you know what the symbolisms of the deers are, and they play a significant role. I would think it's literally like probably the fourth or fifth most important character in the film. And then once you think you have it figured out, Google what the meaning is, and then see if you were right. But it's really interesting. But this is even more reason why I'm telling you guys you need to watch this movie. There's a lot of subtle hints about what can happen to this world if we continue to be so reliant on technology. It's a really good movie. I suggest you guys go out and watch it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace! Go to signupexpert.com/Trent. And then once you sign up for all betting apps and get all your bonuses and get all your rewards, go to your app store and download BetStamp and use promo code TOL.